Greetings, greetings. Welcome. Welcome back to another episode of the More We Need to Know series, Volume 9. I want to get into a little something today, just over, looking over some information, and I wanted to bring it to you guys um, in my due diligence on doing my part to uplift fallen humanity. I'm your host, Supreme L, and thank you for joining me again. I want to go over some information that I find very, very interesting that I think everyone should be looking at and um, implementing in their studies and in their actions. Um, I want to go over first chapter 45 in the Circle 7 Quran. All right. And if you will indulge me for a moment, the divine origin of the Asiatic nations. All right. The fallen sons and daughters of the Asiatic nation of North America need to learn to love instead of hate and to know their higher self and lower self. This is the uniting of the Holy Quran of Mecca for teaching and instructing all Moorish Americans, etc. The key of civilization was and is in the hands of the Asiatic nations. The Moorish, who were ancient Moabites and the founders of the holy city of Mecca. The Egyptians, who were the Hamathites and of a direct descendant of Mitzrayim, the Arabians, the seed of Hagar, Japanese, and Chinese. The Hindus of India, the descendants of the ancient Canaanites, Hittites, and Moabites of the land of Canaan. The Asiatic nations of North, South, and Central America, the Moorish Americans and Mexicans of North America, Brazilians, Argentinians, and Chileans in South America. Colombians, Nicaraguans, and the natives of San Salvador in Central America, etc. All of these are Muslims. The Turks are the true descendants of Hagar, who are the chief protectors of the Islamic creed of Mecca, beginning from the Muhammadan, the first, the founding of the uniting of Islam by the command of the great universal God, Allah. So I want to just read that and put that on the record. And want to also get into the Moorish Zodiac Constitution. A lot of us need to make sure we read and understand this daily, and myself as well, getting into it, reading it, comprehending it, and making it be a part of ourselves to exude it. Okay. When we do not understand the evil influences of our universe, then we resort to the lower things in life, which result in untold sufferings and destruction. CMB, as we just talked about, the higher and lower self. Okay. 12 signs or tribes, governmental departments. All right. As you can see there. So, Moorish National Zodiac Constitution, the preamble. Natural rights are those rights such as life from conception, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, freedom of religion, speech, learning, travel, self-defense, etc. The 12 signs of the zodiac, with the mathematical system of numerology and the science of geometry, comprise the constitution of the living Asiatic Moorish nation of North America. Moors, labeled as non-national Negroes, colored African Americans, black African Americans, Indians, West Indians, Caribbean, etc., who ruled the world within the Ottoman Empire for 1196 years until the Amazon Dutch German, the Catholic priesthood fathers of the Revolution of 1789, the sisterhood of the Magna Carta, the Emancipation Proclamation, and the Union Society of European Supremacy in the year of 1863. By natural exploration and navigation using the celestial bodies as a map and compass in all endeavors of life. The science of astrology in the 12 signs of the zodiac, the sun, moon, and planets, is the oldest science in the world, and a manuscript in which histories of humanity in past ages are read. It enables mankind to know self. It provides direction for human destiny, and it's the only science that enables people to become supreme moral law unto themselves. In order for the people to secure their economic and social status, they must first endeavor to equally secure their economic and social status of the unfortunate ones that dwell amongst them, which solves all social problems. Article 1. Moorish governing body responsibility. We, the people, created the Constitution as the essential guide for our own governing. We, the people of the living Moorish American nation that encompass the governing bodies of the 12, are entrusted with the knowledge of the natural law of the zodiac and understand the forces that govern the law of cause and effect. Going back to Hermetic principles. This knowledge enables self-restraint and allows for adjustments to be made that result in good and faithful reasoning and decision-making as to navigate to counter the influences of the universe that exist in lower nature for the benefit of the whole. Moorish governing bodies protect and serve birthrights and well-being of the people and prevent reoccurring atrocities of history where rulers of nations force members of the human family into ignorance and despair for the purpose of oppressive rulership. Decisions are based on freedom, justice, human equality, prosperity, peace, and culture for the world with respect for Mother Earth. Oh, where the rest of it go? Isn't that something? So this is what we'll do, right? It's not showing up. So, but we left off at Article 1. So let's go here. Give me 1 second and I'll bring it back up. One second, 1 second. It's a lot of information that we have here on the zip drive. This one wasn't it. I don't think this one was the one. Well, we need to get into that one, so I'm glad nothing happens by chance. So we will get into this one as well too, but this is not the one we're looking for. But we will get into that one as well. But I'm looking for divine constitution. So we can finish getting into that. Again, I apologize. There's a lot of information on the zip drive, and I have brought it up. That should be it. There we go. Alrighty. And as we skim down, all the pages should be here. And yes, all the pages are present. Okay. As we get into Article 1 at the bottom there, we go into Article 2. Zodiac Constitution Birthright of the Moorish Americans. Bey El Al Ali Day and Pasha or Fasa were the original We the People, since the 12 jurymen of the 48 Union States Magna Carta document of white supremacy that was instrumental in European colonization of the Americas, and the 9 judges of their Supreme Court were all founded upon Moorish mathematical 12-sign zodiac constitution. The U.SA lawyers have no jurisdiction over free Moors within and without of the borders of their own inherited lands of the Moorish nation, namely U.S.A, North America, Canada, and Central and South Americas. The Moorish American nationality and the Moorish surnames are inherited birthrights without a legal due process of the lawmakers of the U.SA. 1. Everyone has the right to a nationality. 2. No one shall be arbitrarily deprived of their nationality nor denied the right to change their nationality or embrace and proclaim their nationality, because we all know that you can't change black, Negro, or colored, which is not a nationality, to your proper rightful Moorish American nationality. So, again, United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15. Moorish forefathers of former times are the identical Moors of the present day without a doubt or contradiction. Article 3. Taxation and military exemption of Moorish Americans. Provisions do not exist in the signs of the zodiac for mystic gods, religious worship, colorful racial caste systems, social status caste systems, ignorance, war, crime, slavery, and human injustice. The Moors referred to as Negroes, African Americans, Black, and African Americans Afro and African Americans are not and can never become members and citizens of the Union Society of the 48 states, namely U.S.A. The Moorish nation is indigenous, therefore cannot be compelled to join or indiscriminately be drafted into the Union, USA Army, military, or any other armed services to fight for the Magna Carta Code of white supremacy amongst themselves. The lawmakers of the 48 States Union / U.S.A hold no such authority to command or mandate Moors to pay taxes. Taxation without representation is a supreme violation of the Moorish zodiac constitutional birthright of Islam. Until Moors are not obligated to honor taxation without representation. 1. Everyone has the right to freedom of peaceful assembly and association. 2. No one may be compelled to belong to an association. United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 20. DRIP. Article 4. Freedom to exercise responsibly free enterprise, employment, and protection of Moorish Americans. Whereas recognition of the inherent dignity and of equal and inalienable rights of all members of the human family is the foundation of freedom, justice, inclusive prosperity, and peace in the world. Again, DRIP preamble. Everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of persons. Article 3. All are equal before the law and are entitled without any discrimination to equal protection of the law. All are entitled to equal protection against any discrimination in violation of this declaration and against any incitement to such discrimination. DRIP. Article 7. One, everyone has the right to work, to free choice of employment, to just and favorable conditions of work, and to protection against unemployment. 2. Everyone without any discrimination has the right to equal pay, quote unquote, for equal work. Everyone who works has the right to just and favorable remunerations, ensuring for himself and his family an existence worthy of human dignity and supplemented, if necessary, by other means of social protection. In recognition of every lawmaker and the heads of industry and business enterprises of the 48 Union States Magna Carta Order, U.S.A, who constitute members and citizens of the Magna Carta Christian Church and the temple system of Jesus Christ King, and all constituents thereof have occupied jury over the wealth and culture of the living indigenous Moorish American nation of North America. Said lawmakers and heads of industry are obligated by international and universal law to provide a means for employment, food, clothing, shelter, medical care, and protection of equal rights with respect to service and protection for all crimes, violent offenses, and injustices aimed against the Moorish American nation of men, women, and children. Article 5. Immoral marriage license code against the zodiac law of nature and creation. Truth cannot be altered and therefore need no apology nor doctrine because it is the supreme reality for the entire human family, woman and man. The family is the natural and fundamental group unit of society and is entitled to protection by society and the state. Article 16.3. The establishment of the marriage license, the state's rights and codes are null and void of merit or worth. This institution of marriage license was deceitfully established by the Sisterhood Christian Daughters of the American Revolution, DAR. I'm going to read that again. Let's go back. The establishment of the marriage license, the state's rights and codes are null and void of merit or worth. This institution of marriage license was deceitfully established by the Sisterhood Christian Daughters of the American Revolution, DAR. We're going to look up that and we're going to bring that too and do some investigations on that. We're definitely going to look up the DAR, Daughters of American Revolution. With the Brotherhood of Christian Sons and Roman Catholic priesthood to prevent Moorish men and women from procreating within the European Magna Carta Society of White Supremacy. The union between woman and man resulting in the creation of offspring is natural law in which a marriage license is disdainful, irrelevant, and is a blatant violation of supreme universal law of the Most High Creator because it is an act of selling women and men back to themselves. The effect of the Union Magna Carta Marriage License Code stigmatized the women of this institution to become supreme social slaves against their will. Stigmatized. The severed relationship from the universal family resulted in internalized sorrow and anger affecting the psyche or soul of their own offspring to inherit tendencies of deviant acts, hatred, insanity, lack of respect for good and beneficial law for all members of the human family, and various other diseases. And that is, these are diseases. All of these are mentioned here are in fact diseases. Even hatred. Hatred is a disease. The idea of illegitimate offsprings from woman and man is a fallacy. It does not exist. By the laws of creation, the woman is the supreme gate of creation of both male and female. Go back to that. By the laws of creation, the woman is the supreme gate of creation of both male and female. This truth represents Islam, or I, self, law, am master. Islam, the great carpenter and the grand architect of the human family. Give honors to the mother. Adam means the positive forces in woman and sons, and Eve means the negative forces of woman and sons, responsible for evolution or reproduction of children by the law of nature. The Pope, priest, and preacher, judges of the Christian society definitely cannot prove that their Adam and Eve had a marriage license. Islam to that. Supreme standard of the zodiac marriage license culture. The elements of the signs of the zodiac, the woman and the man's opposite signs that create perfect compatibility and desire to complete the circle of existence and their union is natural law, which is inherent in the very breath and being of all creatures in all of creation. No preacher, money, license, or religion is necessary in the natural zodiac marriage law. In 1863, Union Bible story of Eve and Adam were founded upon the Moorish zodiac 12 signs law. The negative and the positive forces of nature, not good or bad, female or male, gender or masculine or feminine, however, qualities were male or the masculine signs were more extroverted, and female or feminine signs had traits of being more introverted in nature. Persons born under the opposite signs and the angle signs of their mate are in harmony with nature. Thus, knowledge of the sign under which a mate is born will provide guidance for a destiny in peace, progress, and happiness forever. That's deep right there. That's some good information, good knowledge right there. So that is wow. That is third eye opening right there. But I digress and push on. The zodiac is not a theory. It is an absolute universal compass for marriage and human guidance. Woman and man will know their duty toward one another and their children without being forced by the traditional code of the courtroom. And here are some illustrations and some guides for us here. As we see fire, earth, air, water, cardinal, fixed, mutable. Take a couple of seconds to look at that. Take a screenshot if you like. These are the ones that's compatible or not, right? Oh, wow. Good, good, good. Beautiful. In harmony with nature, polarities. The polarities are signs opposite each other. And although these signs are opposite in characteristics, the real significance is that they complement each other. Thus, what one sign lacks, its polar opposite sign has. Aries is fire, Libra is air, Taurus is earth, and Scorpio is water. Gemini is air, Sagittarius fire, Cancer is water, Capricorn is earth, Leo is fire, and Aquarius is air, Virgo is earth, and Pisces water. Natural birth order. Article 6. The one and only universal moral law for unity, peace, and economic and social progress. The Moor zodiac constitution is the only universal, unchanged moral law for the human family that constitutes unity, human equality, respect, peace, and economic and social progress. Therefore, every Moor must be guided by this constitution and book, Clock of Destiny, which we'll also get into. We do have, and we will go back on it again, Clocks of Destinies 1 and 2. And act on what is rightfully by good and faithful reason and have respect for all people. The Asiatics of North America, Moors, are descendants of the ancient Canaanites, Moabites, Hamites, Cushites, Semites, Japhethites, Chaldeans, and the Magi's of Egypt, etc. The free Moors are guided by the law of the universe. The European American is guided by the Magna Carta, traditions and customs, which is termed Christian law, and a rule of action recorded on paper and supported by their authority by man and force. Nevertheless, their European customs and traditions, including themselves, must be respected without more submitting to any of the Magna Carta practices and traditions. We got to remember the quote unquote the European American because we know who the real Americans are. But I digress and keep pushing forward. The laws of the original nation are recorded in nature as knowledge of the sun, seven, moon, star, and comets, which prevents Moors from indulging in crime, whereby not having to appear before European court. Free Moors do not indulge in criminal acts such as cocaine, robbery, violence, sodomy, deadly force, forgery, prostitution, illegal schemes, or breaking peace in any form. The zodiac law of nature is recorded in wisdom of woman, man, and supported by moral intelligence, the greatest law. Knowledge of the zodiac masonry, as shown in this Moorish constitution and in the Clock of Destiny, volumes 1 and 2, will prevent crime. So the knowledgeable Moorish American of the Zodiac Constitution and the Clocks of Destiny to commit crimes, such acts constitute self-incrimination and would therefore be penalized under Moorish law, which does not protect criminals. 1. Everyone has the right to freedom of movement and residence within the borders of each state. Everyone has the right to leave any country, including his own, and return to his country. Everyone has the right to own property alone as well as in association with others. No one shall be arbitrarily deprived of their property. That speaks a lot and says a lot. No one shall be arbitrarily deprived of their property. Everyone has the right to take part in the government of his country directly or through freely chosen representatives. Everyone has the right of equal access to public services in their country. The 12 departmental head characteristics of the Moorish economic, social, and political life. Now I'll go slow a little bit so you guys can take a picture of that or screenshot it if you may or must or do not have. And if you see your sign, and it's kind of that's ironic right here for Scorpions. Of course, I am a Scorpio, and wow, involve me in navigation. All right. All right. Okay. Let me go on. Warning. The Clock of Destiny, Moorish American Card of Identification, and Constitution have been registered in the Library of Congress and signed by the author, C.M. Bay, H. Coley L., A.M. Bay, William Spearman Bay, and Leslie Farrell Bay, who are the only four Moorish Americans whom are authorized as solicitors by the author, C.M. Bay. My son is going off up there with that game. All right. Article 7. Let's get into Article 7. The Moorish Americans' freedom and legal rights in the Christian Union courtroom. In the Christian Union courtroom, the Moors cannot be forced to remove their red fez from their heads, nor can they be forced to raise their hand, take an oath over the Christian Bible. Neither can the Moors, the L's, Bays, employ lawyers to represent them. The reason for this is that lawyers cannot represent free Moorish Americans. The Negro is the property of the Union slaveholders. The Moors must respect the court by saying, I affirm. Here, the court has no jurisdiction over them, which automatically makes them qualified to defend themselves by their zodiac constitution law, and their mathematical number 9 corresponds with the letter I, based on the 9 months from conception to birth, which makes you, yourself, the great I am. The first and the highest law of self protection and self preservation in harmony with your zodiac 12 signs, unchanged constitutional moral law of 360 degrees squared by your number 9. The Moorish zodiac constitution is referred to in Christian Mason mythology as the Holy Quran or Al Quran, meaning earth, moon, sun, and the 7 planets of the chronological zodiac record of the Moorish nation of the North Gate, North America. The name Muhammad, prophet, religion, God, church, temple, and mosque were established by the Dutch Anglo-Saxon priesthood Franciscan fathers of North America, who overthrew the Moorish Society of Islam between 1789 and the Union of 1863. Keep those dates in mind. The Moors must never attempt to teach or lecture in the Christian institutions, namely church, temple, mosque, school, and hall. This is a violation of the Union Society states' right Magna Carta Code of Mary and Christ. The truth of the Moorish zodiac constitution law and moral human principle conflicts with the Christian Union customs and doctrine of the Magna Carta from every angle. Moors do not criticize the Christian Union people to accept the moral truth and principles of the 12 signs zodiac constitutional law due to the Magna Carta is a Latin phrase meaning magnet charter, a white people's economic and social attraction only, which had its beginning in the colonies of Ohio, Michigan, India, and Illinois in 1848 and 1854, which ended in 1954. Wa alaikum assalam, Moorish Latin, which means, and with you be peace, Islam. If the lawmakers of the 48 Union States of North America should attempt to ignore the Moorish American Zodiac Law and birthrights of the Constitution, it would be an act of supreme violation of their own Magna Carta Code. C. M. Bay. Peace and blessings be upon him. All right. That was definitely a good one. And we're going to continue. I just wanted to bring that to you today and talk about that because that was on my heart to bring out. And I think we needed to hear that and see that and keep that close to us because that is our Constitution. And again, when I do return on here, we're going to definitely get into the divine Constitution of Moorish Americans, all 7 acts. All right. We would definitely get into this. But I have to take my leave, and I'm going to leave this up here. And if you want, you can screenshot it. Well, can't screenshot it, but I implore you to get it. Have it with you. Most Moors that I do know already have it. So give honors to you, and we will return to go over that. But with that being said, again, I'm not going to tally you long today, and I just wanted to throw that out there, and we will return. I am Supreme L, and I give thanks for joining me on another episode of the More We Need to Know series. And again, I will be bringing back some more information and continue to disseminate the information that I get, that I'm shared with, and I will definitely share it with the family. So with that being said, I give thanks, and as always, stay safe. Peace.